Hello.
How come no one's talking?
Welcome
I've been talking the whole time.
to the
What?
Blind Wave Podcast. We already have a hype train going on.
What? Why is Eric whispering?
Just as we're getting started. Thank you, everyone, for that. Hop on to this hype train. Full of hype.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
What?
They both can be arousing to different people.
They can.
Oh man, when I find Pokemon cards for MSRP instead of like hyped up prices, it's definitely arousing.
Calvin is muted.
It's like
Bingo card.
oh, that makes everything I was just saying make no sense.
Yeah, what did you say?
Everyone's like, wait, what? Why are you talking about MSRP now?
Are you talking about being attracted?
No. Calvin was trying to say ASMR and was going to say MSRP, and
Yeah.
you guys couldn't
When
hear him,
I'm
so.
scrolling through TikTok and I come across one of those live ASMR things, I hate it. I think I've said this before, but I hate it.
I don't get why you hate
I
it.
can't take it. I don't know. There's something about it, and I can't look away, too. I can't.
So does it work on you?
No. It annoys me.
Then.
But
why
there's
do you
something
hate
about
it
just
so
like
much?
this person just like racking their fingers on the mic and going, that I'm just like, God damn it. Like it does the opposite of what it should
It's
be.
weird that you hate it.
I know.
I don't hate it, but
I
it
don't
doesn't.
hate
It doesn't.
much.
It doesn't do anything for me.
But I hate it.
I don't feel any
Yeah.
kind of sensation
weird,
or
Eric.
anything.
It works on me.
Every
it?
time I get to it, it's always like, thank you, Mark, for the 500th follow.
Makes me all tingly.
Really?
Why are you doing that?
I don't, because they do weird shit.
Which ASMR people are you watching?
I don't
Amaranth?
know. It fucking bothers me, though. I hate so little.
I hate so little. No, I get you. I don't get the ASMR thing, but I know some people like they feel it and they like the
Yeah.
sensation, so I
Said it
get it.
needs
Like
to
it's
go down.
every time
I don't think it needs to go any further
It pops
down.
up and it's like the lady putting like foam on a mic and like brushing with a
Okay.
toothbrush. I'm like, what the fuck is she doing?
Different
This is a
sounds. I don't
terrible
know.
idea.
Well, it's
Sounds
also, it's not a visual thing,
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
Like, would it be more fun for you if like it starts out black and you have to guess what they're doing to make the
Maybe.
sound?
maybe I don't know.
Then it's a puzzle.
I don't know. Maybe I just haven't found the right one.
Sure, might be.
If it was like Liam Neeson, like doing shit, I guess I'd probably like that.
Like hair clippers is one of the big ones for me.
Hair clippers.
That will, yeah.
ASMR hair
Like it or
clippers.
don't like it.
I mean, it makes me feel tingly.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
pleasant sensation. But I don't normally like go and seek it out.
What
or
about just
anything.
like stuff through your hair in general? Like, I don't know. You know, there's like the things that scratch your head.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
those like make you all tingly, or like
Hey.
that'll
If-
do it too. But just the sound of
if
hair
someone like
clippers will
runs
do
their
it.
like fingers through your hair or something like that.
Yeah,
You want to think
it
of something
does.
weird, Rick? You don't know what it's like to feel clippers right here by your ear, but not have that overwhelming. I do it on this side, but on this side, it's just far away. I
Yeah.
just feel that. It feels very good, but it's not. No one except for half-deaf people know what that sounds like and feels like.
That's true.
Interesting.
You're probably right.
That is true.
This is why you should
Interesting.
this is why you should possess me. So
Why
you
would
can-
I want to
can get
possess
these
you?
experiences.
I don't want to possess you.
That sounds like a shitty experience. I want to know if the clippers are that close to my ear.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it.
I mean, as long as I'm
I
not
just don't
doing
hear it.
Like I don't want to just like turn my head and now half my scalp is missing.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, if I get a haircut, I am too afraid to move. I try to
Exactly.
not breathe. I try to do anything. So I don't need the audio. I mean, it's not like they have scissors and I'm waiting for them to bzzz, you know? I'm just like, don't move. Don't fuck up. Oh, no, I sneeze. Don't.
I
No.
definitely have that call to the abyss feeling where I'm like, what if I just jerk my head immediately right now? What would you do? What would this person do that's cutting my hair? Would they scream? Would they exclaim? Would they be like, what are you doing?
They
Would they
would
just be silent? I had that feeling.
I'm sure they've had it happen before.
sure.
Like I'm sure
Probably
You-
like a
you
like
cut
a
enough
pop
hair,
quiz
like you're gonna
thing
have someone
in-
seizure on you
I
while you're
suppose
cutting
so.
their hair
Yeah.
or something.
Or just sneeze.
I was gonna
I
say,
guarantee
why,
someone has
why would
sneezed.
somebody seize? Why not
happens.
just sneeze?
I don't know.
I don't think it happens that often.
Are there any hairdressers or barbers in the chat? And have you ever had someone have a seizure in your chair?
How many times have you had someone seize in your chair and someone sneeze?
Dude,
Well-
you know what I did see? I think it might have been on TikTok or a random video, whatever, but it was someone like cutting hair, like at a barber shop or something like that. And they went to go and cut it, and somehow the clippers, like you see them just doing the motion across this kid's head, and then you see something fall on the floor, and it's the thing that goes on the top of the clippers for the
guard.
length.
Yeah.
and it had fallen off, and they didn't notice it. And then when they moved their hand, it just went.
Oh, no.
Like right across up here.
Just bare
and they're like,
scalp.
I'm like, oh
no,
my
we gotta
gosh.
go bald.
I don't know how it fell off, what happened, but like you just see something fall, and then you don't see anything. Then you see it fall on the floor, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I hate to
That's
interrupt,
terrible.
but what is this new announcement thing in chat? I've never seen that before.
It's really cool.
Is that new?
What is it?
I
Or we
think
just
it's
never used
new.
it before? Josh made an announcement, no Stranger Things reaction, or
Huh.
trailer reaction, because it was deemed too
Yeah.
spoilery, but
Yes.
it's surrounded by like an announcement tag.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Which is also
That is true.
We're
We
not
have a-
doing Stranger Things. Trey.
Nope.
The show comes out soon. We'll be watching the show.
We'll be watching the whole show.
So if there's
Yeah.
something cool in the show that you're like, I can't wait to see them react to that in the
Pong made an
trailer, it'll be in the
announcement.
show. It'll be in both. And we'll see it and we'll react to it. So just wait.
Pong made an announcement. There is an announcement button.
That
Attention, there's an announcement happening. It's
See ya.
still happening.
Attention, Green Day.
There's an announcement going on.
it brings me to not my best moment of my week, but one of the more memorable ones. I almost hate to throw the person under the bus, but I'm going to anyway,
Okay.
Yay.
or just in general.
Wait, is it me?
So there was a big video game announcement earlier in this week,
Yep.
which we did a reaction for, which was very exciting. New
Hydrate.
Kingdom Hearts game,
Mm.
Oh.
which Aaron is a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to measure
Well-
that. I enjoy it and like it, but I'm also like, I don't know everything like
It
some other
depends.
fans
Sure.
do.
Next to the
So,
average
like,
person, yes.
I
Next
en-
to the Kingdom Hearts fanatics,
Yeah.
no.
I don't feel like I'm up here, but I don't feel like I'm like, I don't know what it is.
You're a
So,
mid-tier fan.
I definitely enjoy Kingdom Hearts though. It's a fun game and I love the series. But go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, and I played the first one and really liked it and want to play more of them eventually. But someone tagged me. Well, and so the thing is, like the Kingdom Hearts video that they put out, like the exciting part of that is the fact that it's happening, right? So
Sure.
like the announcement that Kingdom Hearts 4 is a thing is the part that's really exciting about that video.
Yeah.
Yes, I get that.
So someone tagged me on Twitter being like, hey, did you see this announcement? You should watch it. And then,
But what'd they call you?
but they called me Aaron.
Yeah, they called you Aaron.
And so I replied saying, oh, hey, I'm not Aaron. And you really shouldn't tag us with stuff like this because the thing that you want to see, our reaction,
You're
is
showing to
ruined
me.
if you tell me about the thing.
Mhm.
And so they immediately tagged Aaron.
Yes, they immediately they copy and pasted the comment and tagged the real Aaron.
That they
Rick
did.
was like,
True.
I might block him. But it's so bold.
It's so bold. I did block them, but only after I showed everyone else
Sure,
to warn
yeah.
them
Yeah.
about this person.
People
To
have
warn them.
that. Like I think even some people understand, yes, I'm spoiling, but there's some type of I guess
There's like an
excitement
obsession.
in that I'm the one that did it.
I think it's
Yeah.
a disconnect.
Maybe there's a disconnect. I don't know.
Of like, I'm just so excited I have to share this with the world.
Yeah.
And I want to see you be excited about it, but my excitement right now is more than my forward-thinking brain
Yeah.
of me wanting you to see.
Sure.
Be excited
Especially
about
when
that.
you're in like anti-spoiler mode, you know there's something out there and you're working real hard to make sure you don't come across it at all. No Facebook, none of this. And then someone messages you with it. You're like, fuck. It sucks.
No, it does.
Because I woke
get
up
that.
first thing that morning, and the first thing I did was I texted Aaron saying, "Stay off the internet today."
Stay off the internet. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why? So, I know that Rick was worried that I was in Minecraft server during that day too, and he's like, "Oh no, I hope no one talks about it in the Minecraft server," which I don't think anyone did. But no, I remember like, and it is something about like sometimes the surprise of things is what's the big deal, right? Like, there's been some reactions and stuff in the past where like, I remember we did a Final Fantasy VII reaction trailer when they first revealed it.
Long time ago.
But
yeah.
the big deal about that was that they were announcing the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake. But you just
Yeah.
watched a better version of like one of the cinematics from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that like, sure, it looked good, but it wasn't like some crazy thing like, oh my
it
gosh,
was
look at
there
that.
wasn't
you
a
know?
reveal.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of that is when they revealed that they were going to be doing Knights of the Republic remake. We had no idea that was the case, but if we just saw a video that said announcement Knights of the Republic for PS5, I'd be like, oh okay, and then we would just see Revan and be like, all right, well, I guess that was okay.
Yeah.
But the excitement is that you have no idea what you're about ready to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like for
Smash Brothers was
yeah,
another one.
yeah, Smash Ultimate, right?
When
Where
they
you see this
announced
trailer,
that one, they just
it's
had
like,
Splatoon Inklings running around doing stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's like people on a train.
Yeah, and then you just saw, well, you saw the Inklings running around playing, and then you saw like the symbol in the eye, and then it was just like Smash Brothers Ultimate, and that was it. And you're like, oh, okay. So like, there's definitely times where it's like the moment that you want is that there is the announcement, not necessarily what the video is.
Yeah.
Then there's other times where it's like, well, the announcement's a good thing too, but what they show is even better, you know?
Sure.
So it just depends. So sometimes we try to avoid a lot of that stuff just to make sure we have that. That's why
Sometimes to crazy lengths. Like, we didn't want you to know about Kingdom Hearts. I'm not a Kingdom Hearts fan, so Rick was like, hey, I need you to get me this video, but don't tell Aaron. So I, like, renamed it, like, Redhead Extravaganza.
Redhead's Gone Wild.
Redhead's Gone Wild.
I think is what it was.
Just renamed the file just so that Aaron, when we're going to open it and actually watch the footage.
well,
doesn't
Eric,
see
what if I'd have been
Kingdom-
like, ooh, what's this? And I clicked it.
yeah.
You should have been like needle video.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah, that would have been better.
So, no, I don't know. The same thing with like trailers is like, especially TV shows, when I know we're going to be watching the TV show, like Stranger Things, like the announcement ones are sometimes fun and they don't actually tie to the shows.
Yeah.
But then like as they show more and more trailers as you get closer, like all that stuff's going to be in the show and I'm like, I'm already going to watch it. I'd rather be surprised with the storytelling.
Yeah.
So there's always a mixture of like what to avoid spoiler wise and what lengths we go to avoid things and it's crazy.
Yep.
But no, it was interesting. There was some cool stuff there. I was confused.
You were
of it
much
was-
more confused than I expected
Some of it
you
was
to
just
be.
confusion, and I'm like, man. After playing through it, I'm like, what are we doing? How's this? And I'm like, and I don't want to say too much too at the same time because I also have Rick right there, who's
Sure.
like he's played like the first one, but not the others. And like if he wants to play more of them, I don't want to like dive in deep to different topics of it and stuff and spoil him on what's a fun franchise and a fun story, you know?
I mean, as
So-
an outsider looking in at the Kingdom Hearts franchise, I remember seeing a video that was recommended because of how ironic it was, but it was like making sense of the Kingdom Hearts like franchise or timeline, and just started watching it and just feeling I'm going crazy. Yeah, I can't follow this.
It is convoluted.
Sure.
It is tricky.
It's like when people are, you know, I mean, you can do it if you want, but you can make a timeline of all the Legend of Zelda games.
Sure.
But like for some reason they just decided to move the castle from North Hyrule to the plateau for no reason. You know, there's stuff like that. It's like, well, who cares?
We do
I'm sure that's more comprehensive there.
appreciate the mods in Twitch chat and Discord. I wish I could have a mod for my Twitter.
For your Twitter?
Yeah.
No, there's definitely been different times. Like I remember back during like watching like Doctor Who and stuff. There was someone who was being like they were posting and sharing stuff to our Twitter and whatnot, and I'm like, stop this! Don't you want to see the reaction? Not just like someone reads it and been like, oh, this person dies or something,
Yeah.
you know? And like, oh well, shit, this sucks. It's like, don't you want to see that reaction?
Sure.
Aren't you depriving yourself as well in this
They're-
thing that you want them to know? You know? Like,
Reaction
like it-
thieves.
It's one thing if it's a troll going to the movie theater and spoiling the ending to
Sure.
whatever,
Yeah.
because like they want to ruin it for people.
yeah, the guy yelling at the movie theater line, being like, "This guy
Yeah.
died! I can't believe it!" And
Like
you're
that guy's a
"Ah."
dick, but that's a dick I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
But the guy who's excited to watch you be excited about something,
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah, sure. No, I get you there too. It's like, wait, don't you want to see that? It's like, I do. It's like, then why are you telling me? It's like, I don't know.
I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in that sense, like, if it's me, I'm the one that got to tell him.
Sure.
Ah, he knew that because of me. And
Sure.
like, oh, well.
I made his life better. I don't know how they think that.
So, that's a dick I understand, Rick.
Indeed.
But no, yeah, there's a Kingdom Hearts trailer. Watch that. I'm excited to see more.
Yeah.
Mostly, I'm just curious on some things. So, there's a few games I haven't played. I played most of them,
You got a lot more to play now.
but I might play them at some point.
Oh, the
Especially-
franchises.
I mean, I've got probably at least 4 years before that game comes out. So,
You're probably right.
like Kingdom Hearts 3, like they were announcing that it was coming. It was so long, and we didn't get it for a long, long time.
They've got a lot of stuff they're working on.
So, what else has been going on? Anything new with anyone else?
Well, we announced it this week. We haven't done it yet, but we are doing normal streams next week, by and large. but
Yes.
for charity purposes,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be very exciting. We're trying to raise money for Unicef, specifically for their work in Ukraine.
Mhm.
And it's going to be normal streams, except there's going to be a special podcast, which I'll talk about in a second. But you're just able to, via Tiltify, donate directly to the charity.
Yeah.
As it's going on. So that'll be very good. Glad to be able to do something for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Thursday podcast will be a special one. It's been almost exactly a year since we've last done show rankings.
Show rankings.
Indeed.
And we've finished shows. We've started and finished new shows in that year. So I imagine there won't be a lot of changing for a lot of the shows, but maybe there will be. And there's new ones to consider as well.
Surprising amount of new ones. When I saw the list, I'm like, man, we do a lot. It's been
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, in 1 year, what has been added, and then where have we changed the ones? Because some shows we've finished,
Some stuff we finished.
but some stuff we've just watched another season or two of. You
Yep.
know, depending on if it's a catch up or if it's a live show or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
has those changes or
Mhm.
has the ending of a show that we didn't hit yet altered any thoughts of our current list that we have?
Yeah.
And then where do the new shows go? Hopefully, we can get it all done in one podcast,
That's the goal.
but I don't know. We'll see.
That is
See how
the
it goes.
goal.
We're definitely going to try to.
Mhm.
We will see.
But that will be
The
next
the hardest one, I think, was Dexter Newblood. Trying to decide, like,
Was that new?
is that
Or
new?
is that added to the old?
Yeah.
We did Heroes Reborn as its own thing, and we judged it on its own thing, but we didn't react to Heroes, whereas we have reacted to Dexter and Dexter New Blood.
Sure.
So does
But
that
I didn't
count?
react to Dexter. I only reacted to New Blood.
Sure, I
Yeah.
get you. But
Yeah.
you've watched it and
I've
it's been
seen both,
reacted
sure.
to.
You know.
Yeah, and it's also it's more of a connection than like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
I would say so.
You know.
I wouldn't. It probably honestly wouldn't change much for me if I connected it or didn't in terms of where both place. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably do that.
But that'd be a lot of talking about all
A lot of
kinds
talking.
stuff next time
I've been thinking about it
on
too.
a lot of different shows.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to see where our list lies now, make sure you guys tune in next week,
Next week.
and maybe at some point we'll do a. We haven't done a movie one yet.
No, we need to do a movie one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do some sort of video game something. I don't know what. I'd like to do intros to shows.
All just intros.
Yeah,
Show intros would be.
that'd be fun.
Now, do we
I love
break it
ranking
out
things.
like anime when they change their intros? Do we break it out to each intro of that anime? Or do
Probably,
we
yeah.
rank them all amalgamly?
I would rank them separately.
I hate ranking
Together.
things. So if you want to see me struggle, come back next week.
Eric, 90% of the reason I watch things
Yeah.
is so I can rank them.
I get you, but the thing about rankings is that everyone wants you to do it objectively, so much so that your objectively must match to their subjective opinion. It's a futile attempt.
No, I get you. It's hard. Like it's the tricky thing is like everybody's. I mean, whatever is like someone's favorite something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
the TV shows we watch. Like every TV show we watch is someone's favorite TV
Sure.
show out there.
Sure.
Someone really enjoys this TV show. But then other people like when you get to like, oh well, why is this one ranked below this one? I don't like
Yeah.
that show as much. I like this one a lot more. It's like, well, this is just what we think.
Yeah.
What you think
it's
can be
our
different.
ranking. It's not.
I know not everyone loves Bulbasaur as their favorite Pokemon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But that's just
Bulbasaur
my-
sucks.
See,
But
that,
there's a lot
that's
of
the
people
thing.
who
Once
do.
you start ranking, and now they go, okay, why does he suck? Now we're talking about sucking. Calvin.
Well,
He's
sure,
weak
but,
to fire.
yeah, but so are a ton of other Pokemon. And you know what?
I'm
Fire's
not
weak
weak to
too.
fire.
Everything has a weakness. Fire has a weakness of water.
But Kirby turned sucking into
Yeah,
a
but
strength.
Water's cool.
Sucking is a strength for Kirby, so sucking can be good.
You see?
So now what, Calvin?
Kirby's not a Pokemon.
That's right.
He's right. What? No, wait. He's right. Just- that's it.
So anyway, come back for all that joy next
Indeed.
week.
Indeed. Yeah, that's going to start April 18th with Aaron's Halo 2 stream.
Halo 2, not the ranking,
No.
but the
The
charities.
UNICEF, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
UNICEF, Ukraine.
Indeed.
But speaking of Bulbasaur, tomorrow will be Pokemon Randomizer. Eric and I are both right there at the Elite Four.
We are exactly in the same spot,
Yeah.
which is
at the Elite Four and not ready for it.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a tough fight. We only saw the first few Pokemon of the first one.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what's ahead of that, past that. And it's going to be a tough fight.
It's been a tough one. The last randomizer I felt like was a lot more straightforward, whereas like I truly felt like there's no way I'm ever going to catch up to Aaron with the beginning I had.
Sure. But you had to grind up so much more than I did to push through.
Yeah, and I equaled out.
But the other hindrance I feel like I'm going to have now is that I have an XP share, which is awesome to have.
Yeah.
But Eric has 2.
I have 2.
Which is terrible. That means he can double XP thing.
You can go and get one too.
I did go get one.
You just had the one. You haven't found one in the open world.
I didn't. I have.
You found one.
I found
I mean,
one.
I have
I
4.
don't know where to get the other one.
Well, if you get the red scale, then you can go back to Mr. Pokemon's house and get it.
I got the red scale.
You did the Gyarados.
So you can
now
do
you
it.
got to go back to like the first city and go to where you met Professor Oak.
Well, it's past the second city, but yes,
No,
if you count
well, I don't.
home.
Well, you start out count as a city.
You don't count as a city.
It's not a city.
It has.
It's not even
you can
a town.
fly to
It's
it.
like
It has
4
2 buildings.
You fly.
What?
City.
You fly.
You fly to the city.
Does that mean Williamstown is a city?
Is it on the map?
I mean, tons of things are on the map. There are forests on the map. Does that mean it's a city?
I would only call like
Does it have a mayor?
Goldenrod
No.
like a city.
Forests don't have mayors unless it's a horse.
Well, then I can't fly to it.
But anyway, Pokemon's been fun. Make sure you
Yeah,
guys
it's
tune
been a
in for
lot of
that.
fun.
It's one of Calvin's favorite things of the week.
Nope,
Absolutely.
not.
Calvin's actually been
Let's
doing really
rank
well.
Calvin's favorite things.
I'm actually curious on who will win between Rick and Calvin because Calvin has caught up so much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what like Rick has some really good people on his team, but Calvin has some pretty
You
good
know
stuff
what?
too.
That would be an interesting ranking. The things I hate,
What are the top things I
like
hate?
ASMR, the way the Darksaber looks.
The spinny sabers.
Like I could probably do that, and then I have no problem
Sure.
degrading certain things.
Oh,
and
there you
ranking
go.
them. Yeah.
But now you are ranking things that you hate that someone's gonna love.
So
Does anyone
Wait.
love the Darksaber?
Wait,
I'm
you're-
not denying people the ability to rank things. I just don't personally like it.
You're just like, here's all my favorite things to hate.
But I have nothing to protect.
But I can't tell you my favorite things to like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. This is a personal journey.
Oh, this is a journey.
Yeah. That I'm sharing with 3 other men. But that might be a fun one. Like make a list of things that I hate and then rank them.
Why can't you just
I'll
say
keep
you're
this in
close
my head.
friends?
I
Why
like
do you
it.
have to make it that we're
Damn
3
it,
men?
Calvin. You're gonna make it to the list.
But only one of us are.
You just made the
You just made the list.
But Calvin, only one of us is his best friend.
Yeah.
No, both of us are his best friend.
No, the Smash Brothers broke the tie. Remember?
You
We
did.
didn't play Smash Brothers.
We didn't have to. We knew what was happening.
I allowed it.
If that's the case, then Rick is tied, and we're all his best friends.
But I did worse in the.
He missed the questions more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he won Smash Brothers, which gave him a point,
No.
which tied us. with
And
him.
guys, make sure you're sticking around because later we're gonna be playing Rick's Blind Wave best friend.
It's true. Which just means we're going to be watching Best Friends with Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero.
I'll do it.
What?
And the
Part
commentary.
1 and 2.
And the commentary
Whoever
right
can
after.
make
Parts.
whoever can make it through both parts is Rick's best friend.
Yep, that's the only criteria.
Do we get to drink?
Of course.
Okay.
Whoever can tell him the plot. You can't just put earplugs in.
So do you think that overall, do you love more things or hate more things?
Love.
I don't think I hate a lot of stuff.
I don't hate a lot of
I
things.
don't hate very much stuff.
I don't hate very many things.
I think I hate less than 10 things.
Really?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't count like just like
Nazis?
obvious like Nazis. Yeah.
You don't count hating Nazis?
I mean, I hate Nazis,
That's
but I
number
think
one.
I feel like that's a given though.
It's above needles.
Like, I think the list should only include things that like the average person also like can love. Like I'm sure people really like ASMR.
I'm sure
hate
someone
it.
loves Nazis.
Well, yeah,
Eric,
but
Eric,
I'm
have
the
you walked
average
around
person.
town?
I know. But come on, you know what I'm talking
Have you
about.
been to the mall?
Yeah, I mean, I hate parasites that live exclusively in the eyes of African children, but I don't want to put that on my list. You know,
Huh. All right.
Eric likes Nazis confirmed.
See?
Damn it, someone's gonna clip that.
Why did you repeat it?
They're gonna bring it.
But
Yeah,
you
they're
were
gonna
talking
bring
to
it
the
in
third
15 years.
person.
I'm gonna
You
get
could be
canceled.
talking about someone else who happens to be named Eric.
I think I hate more. And that makes the things that I love even more special.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I believe that you believe that.
I mean, there's more things I like than love.
Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
I have a great number of love.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a bell
Yeah.
curve of things that I hate
Yeah.
to things that I like neither enjoy nor unenjoy,
Are neutral about.
and then
Definitely.
the things that I deeply enjoy.
It's also
Sure.
there's subcategories of it too.
Like if we're tier listing, I feel like the S tier should be the things that are universally should be hated, right? Like Nazis should be S tier of hating, right?
They should be SS tier.
Jake, shut down the podcast. I'm almost not even joking.
It was right there.
I suppose they can be on their own, just one above.
Now on the things I love, I've found what I'm putting there. Calvin's my best friend now.
Damn it! I set him up for it. I should get a little credit.
Good job. You did the work. He brought it home.
Gotta use this Papa John's napkin.
Wow.
But anyway, what I was saying is like all the
Yeah.
things like the parasites, I don't know, what are things that are universally just like no one should like this stuff, like that should just be the S tier, and then
Sure.
all the things that we just hate individually should fall under those, right?
Yeah.
Like I hate needles a lot.
True.
They should be like A, but maybe I should be like, you know what? They're actually B for me because I get the health reasons for them, but I still hate them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just feel like unless you're just an evil piece of shit, like all the things that are on your hate list should be things that potentially on other people's love lists.
Potentially on other.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
I don't know. Do you think needles?
'Cause
would
then
be
it's
on
very
anyone's
objective.
love
Just
list?
hot takes though.
I mean, crack
Tattooist,
addicts.
Do you think that's like I love needles?
Crack addicts love needles.
Needle point.
I think crack
Makers-
addicts love crack, not needles.
if they could put crack into their body without needles,
they would.
they would do that
I
because
don't know,
needles.
let's
are
look
a
up how
tremendous
you
health
can
risk.
put crack in your body because I
man,
can you?
I'm sure people are addicted to acupuncture.
The government's gonna be looking at us for
Put
so many reasons right now.
How
How to put crack in your body?
I mean,
Or maybe it's heroin and it does needles.
Can you do both?
I don't know.
You can smoke crack, right?
You can smoke crack.
I think you can do a few things with crack. I think you can do
you
both.
can do a lot of stuff with crack.
Heroin might be the
Like-
one where it's like, how else can you do it? I don't know a lot about drugs.
We really should have ended before this.
We're trying not to educate people.
How to crack your back? 10 tips. Okay, I can't find it.
What? You gave up already?
Yeah.
You.
No, if I go 10 search results into Google, I know that I googled incorrectly.
Aaron,
Yeah.
call Little Caesars.
Little Caesars didn't have heroin.
We'll get the answer we need.
They couldn't afford it? Why?
Oh, I don't know. I never saw anyone
Or
do
they
it.
never talked about it.
Back in my day, the only thing I ever saw was either like weed or pills. Those were the main things I saw. Those are the easier
Like
things in the area.
uppers or something.
I just feel like there's a lot of hate things that just fall into the hate category by default because they're so shitty.
It's the societal norm to hate them,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. And you only want to rank things that fall outside of that.
Yeah.
I get that.
There's always outliers.
So you want to rank things that people haven't heard of or formed an opinion about.
So, like, Nickelback would not be on your list.
No.
I can. Yeah. There's people out there that love Nickelback, and I wouldn't call them well, those are shitty people. Like
They're
people
not-
that out there that love
Well-
Nazis, I'd be like, well, fuck those people and their opinions.
You should specify.
But if someone
they're
really
not
likes
shitty
Nickelback, I'm not
because
gonna be
they
like, well,
Nickelback.
fuck them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
I dismiss the person that loves Nazis.
Sure.
I don't
You don't
automatically
dismiss the people that like Nickelback.
I don't dismiss them. No.
I don't get why Nickelback's so hated.
I
No,
don't get it either.
I don't either.
It's-
Genuinely.
Because it's so commercially successful and people like to punch up.
But it's not like the most commercially successful, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not even close.
It's pretty successful.
Like Michael Jackson's more
It's pretty
successful.
I mean, it's pretty successful, sure, but they're not like the biggest band of all time.
I really feel like it's more like I feel like back in the 90s, it was cool to like NSYNC, but it wasn't as cool to like Backstreet Boys.
It wasn't cool to like most boy bands, but you secretly did. So then once you got over your insecurities of being a teenager and you're older and you hear those, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I love this.
Maybe, yeah.
But junior high,
sure.
you just listen to it when it's on the radio and I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it's on.
You're not allowed to like it. You're not allowed to like anything in
No.
middle school.
When you're young, you
No.
care about what other people think.
You're not
When you're
allowed
old, you don't give a
to-
shit.
You're not allowed to like girls. You're not allowed to like boys. You're not allowed to like cool things. You're not allowed to like uncool things.
Yeah.
Calvin is all about school. Not allowed to like school,
True.
I didn't like school.
but you're not allowed to hate school.
No, you get B for it. No, you don't.
You get beat by the teacher.
You just get more homework.
Oh man. But yeah, we'll be ranking things next week. Make sure you come back. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely.
Exciting. And then maybe we'll figure out what we're gonna rank next time. Not like next time, but like in another one.
We should do one a month. That'd be great.
Of different categories. And
Yeah.
do we have people vote, help us decide what to do next?
Maybe.
We can rank the things that we should rank,
Yes.
and then go down the list.
So we do a tier listing of all the things we could tier list, and then we go through that tier list to decide what to tier list.
Maybe.
That's the best idea we've ever had.
Okay. I guess. All right. There we go. I thought we were talking about Pokemon. Somehow we got on this.
I think we're talking about best things of the week.
Yeah, I know.
If anyone has any.
I'm
I
just
had
enjoying
mine.
Pokemon.
It was Calvin's SS joke.
That was my favorite thing of the week.
Just now.
All right, we're all agreed. Let's move
Can't
on.
beat that right now.
That
That's all
segment
right.
was quick.
I did crack Calvin up pretty good with Daryl
Oh.
Hannah joke.
Oh my god! It wasn't even a joke.
I know it wasn't.
It was just a straight-up misunderstanding. I can't even explain it. Like
I don't know
it's
if
not
I don't think
funny to anybody else.
you told me, and I don't think it's funny in a.
No, it's not.
It was like
it was just
in the moment.
It was just between me and Rick, and
Those are the best.
it was only that short like 5-second interaction why it was funny.
Sure.
And it was so funny I couldn't take it.
I love it whenever, like, the crack up is so bad that Eric becomes annoyed.
Yep.
That's when I know.
Yep.
You were like,
Mission accomplished.
Stop it! Watch the thing.
It's like, guys, we gotta watch the thing. Like sometimes Calvin and Aaron are whispering to each other and cracking up, and I'm like, no one can appreciate what you're saying.
It's 'cause we're not trying to interrupt you because you get annoyed.
These ones were for us.
It basically boils down to I did not realize Daryl Hannah was a woman.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because the first Google result when
Had
he
to be
Googled Daryl Hannah was Daryl Hannah and some dude. And then all of the other results were just Daryl Hannah.
Who is this woman? Good time. Good time.
Also, today we're going to be having a poll because we need to decide what movies are going to go on the poll tomorrow on Patreon to help us decide
Indeed.
movie stuff. So that's going to be a poll we'll be setting up here in a bit.
It's true.
Which, do we want to tell them the category for now?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the theme for this poll
Have Calvin say it.
is going to be
Remember his name, Calvin?
It's Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor movies. So we have a list of movies and stuff that we need you guys to help us decide what we're going to put on the poll for Patreon.
Celebrate the upcoming Obi-Wan series.
Indeed.
Another best thing of the week, real quick. Cobb put up a Rick dying compilation,
Yeah, for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
which I really enjoyed.
That was a really good one.
I watched it.
We all watched it together, so we were all like watching, and we were at the React table watching Rick react to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was very meta.
Yeah.
Was it on camera? Did we record? I don't think we did.
I don't think we
No, I don't think
recorded
so.
it. It was right before we started.
I remember looking up at because we have a television that shows us our footage. And I was watching Rick watch himself watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine and still crying. Like you like I looked up and you had tears in your eyes
I did.
Yeah.
watching it. It was very funny.
So is there anything like Holt that does that to you guys?
It just kills me.
Like, is there something that's very specific?
It was such consistency is the thing. Like I've had crack ups before, but like the more it happens, the less funny it can be. Whereas Holt just builds.
I don't know. I mean, I can't think of it. I think of shows that I've watched. Like, honestly, I think Psych made me laugh a lot. And that's why I enjoyed it so much watching it more, like, again.
Sure.
Like, if I watch it, I watched it my first time. I enjoyed the stories. I had fun. It made me laugh and everything a lot. And then I didn't watch it for a while. And I watched it again, and I kind of remember, but I've also kind of forgotten. So the jokes that I've forgotten, I remember story moments.
Yeah.
But the jokes I've forgotten hit me again. And I'm like, that's so funny.
But it wasn't always like a Sean joke.
No,
you know?
and sometimes it's
They did
things
it
that
every
like
time.
I didn't get the first time, and like I've gotten older and maybe realized something else, or I've seen something else or whatever. And now I hear it, I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense, and I love it. You know?
Yeah. No, I had that same experience when I rewatched it as well.
Sure.
Like, there's
so
so many
like,
things I didn't get the first time.
yeah. So there might have been that maybe, but I can't think of anything specifically where it's just like this makes me laugh so much every time I watch it. Like, I don't know. And I'm always trying to find things I'm like, I want something funny. I just want to sit and laugh and not care, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like it's getting harder and harder for me to find that.
Me too.
Unless I'm just too cynical. I don't know. Like sometimes I'll watch.
I can think of like specific things that make me crack up that much. Like the first appearance of Bebo in Legend of Tomorrow, I think was probably one of the hardest I've ever laughed. The idea, Rick, is that Bebo was like the Furby of that universe. It accidentally goes back in time to the time of the Vikings. And Bebo, you can touch his belly, and he's like, Bebo, hungry, and they worship him as a god.
Yeah.
So they're like, it hungers for battle, and they dress it up into like this. And at one point, it just goes like, and it crosses his eyes, and I don't know why, but it fucking got me.
They're like,
It
Bebo's
got me.
angry.
Yeah, it was just so funny to see these serious Vikings like worshiping what we know is a toy, but they think it's a god.
The more you talk about this show, the better it sounds.
It's really, really
Legend of
fun.
Tomorrow is really
It
pretty
does
good.
not. The thing is that in terms of like badness, you appreciate Ernest's levels of it, and they know they don't take it very seriously.
They're very
They
meta.
do and they don't.
Sure. They've
But
gotten to the
it's-
point where like they
yeah.
know that they can kind of get away with anything, so they just do ridiculous things
Yeah.
that you're like, this show can almost get away with anything it wants.
It's in on the joke as opposed to being the joke.
Though I would say like the first season,
First season's way
it didn't
different.
do that,
Yeah.
and it took itself a lot more seriously.
Mhm.
So honestly, you may like that season
the best.
more because I think it's earnestly trying to be serious.
Yeah.
and it's not, I don't think it's as good as what it gets into later on.
Yeah.
Sure.
When it just leans into it.
Yeah, when it leans into just ridiculous. It's a show about time travel, you know?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
just lean into the ridiculousness of it. But yeah, it's pretty fun. And there's some just ridiculous moments they do.
Mhm.
To the point where it's like, I can't believe they're doing this.
They did it.
You know? I can't believe they reached out to reactors to be in their show.
They did.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
what shows do that?
That's true. Yeah.
I have to sign a legal document for this.
We did.
Crazy,
and then we had to
insane
sit
thing.
on it for like 8 months.
Man, more best things of the week. Got to watch the Lost finale.
For season 4, I
Hot
believe. Right? Is it 3 or 4? 4, I think.
4.
Right. Did we Lost was it on the poll last year?
I think so,
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I'd be curious to
But
see what
now
you
I
think
have
it
an
is now.
opinion.
Yeah, you have a big chunky opinion, yeah. Oh yeah. It's such a fun show, especially taking it week by week and not binging, I think is important for Lost.
Sure.
Sit on it and think about it.
I think about it a lot during the week.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Me too. I've seen the whole thing a couple times.
There's definitely some shows like Jujutsu Kaisen that we had only seen like an episode or two before.
Yeah.
Where now we've at least finished the first season. So I
We
feel
hadn't
like-
finished Berserk when we did it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I've read 11 volumes of the manga. And I've rewatched clips and stuff. It truly is better watching it, knowing where things are going to go, as opposed to having no idea, I think.
Sure.
It bears a second watch, I think, Berserk.
Why are people wanting Bebo emojis in chat?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure, Calvin. All right. Is that everything for best things of the week? Does anyone have anything else going on?
No, sir.
Today is mine and Melanie's anniversary of like when we got together.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
Like dating?
Congratulations.
So
Been
what
like-
does got together
It's like
mean?
15 years. Well,
Like
I mean,
your first date?
Yeah, from like senior year. Like we got together in sophomore year, but we broke up like all of junior year. Then we got back together in senior year, and like we're like officially back together. So it's been like 15 years of like just. I mean, there was a few times in between of different things too, but it's been complicated, and it's also been good. And now we have 4 kids, and that's what we have.
And that's all, folks.
And that happened.
So no, it's
Where did you go on your first date?
I remember the first date that wasn't the sophomore one, where we just walked around the mall for hours and did nothing, because no one wanted to like make the move necessarily. I guess I don't know what it was. Like no one make decisions. Like,
man.
well, let's walk in here maybe. All right. We just kind of walked around. Didn't
And
really
just
do
look
much.
at stuff?
Huh?
You
We just
talk
kinda
or
looked
you
around and
you
we talked-
talking
we
to
talked
or
the whole time.
Okay.
But it wasn't like we really did anything.
I hate the idea of you just like looking at things and not speaking.
Sure.
No, I mean, I don't know. How old are you? Sophomore year?
It scares me.
I don't know.
Like we didn't even drive there. Like I know like Melanie's parents dropped her off, and I think maybe I could drive there. I don't know.
Sophomore would be 15.
Yeah, so I might have drove there, and then Melanie's parents dropped her off and stuff.
Gotcha.
So. But like senior year, I remember we went to. I was like, we're going to Borders. So we went to Borders, and we had coffee, and talked.
You had coffee?
I did, or at least something. I forget, which was also a big
Chocolate.
point because like I had broken up with my girlfriend, and it was like honestly a couple weeks later, a week later, or something like that. I don't know, it wasn't that long, but I went out with Melanie, and I remember hearing a story that whenever we went back to school on Monday, that she was like, "What? They went to Borders." And they had coffee. He doesn't even like coffee. And I don't like coffee. I still hate coffee today. But I knew she liked coffee. So we went to Borders, which was a bookstore that had a coffee shop. We sat and talked there.
Oh, man, you have to explain Borders. That's right.
Yeah.
Borders was great.
And then we went and watched the movie Number 23,
Ah.
which is a weird movie. And I don't remember a whole lot of the story bits because it was like
Jim
I don't know.
Carrey?
It's a Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey,
movie.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I
a
don't
weird
know if I've
movie.
seen that one.
But
Seattle's best was Borders coffee, right?
yes.
Yeah.
It was.
I liked it.
But yeah. So that was like our first that's like our first date. But
It's cool.
My first date with my senior year girlfriend was May 19th, 2005, where we went to the midnight showing of Revenge of the Sith.
that was a date though?
Kind of, because there was also like 80 of us there.
Yeah.
But it was officially we had officially been dating, and that was our first time going out.
You know what else happened May 19th? The Kane movie, See No Evil.
Huh.
I'll never forget.
Was that your first date, Rick?
Who were you dating?
No, it's just wrestling at the time. Like they pounded that date into your head that movie was coming out on May 19th.
It's funny.
I will never forget that.
See, I know like earlier on, Melly and I went and we saw Hitch in movie theaters, but it was like a little group of us.
Yeah.
So like that was like our first movie we ever saw together.
Sure.
But it wasn't like I don't feel like that was like a date for her and me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I like people point out like I took her to Borders, to a bookstore. I don't read.
Yep.
To a coffee shop. I don't drink. Like things I don't do and don't like. But I was like she likes it. I'll go here. But no, they had a nice area there too. I remember like you could sit. There was like a little chessboard and
That was
stuff
great.
and chill and.
Mhm.
But they're all gone now. Anyway, that's going on.
That's
And
good.
then we have Easter this weekend, I think. Right?
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
should be
This Sunday.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Found out some of her family are coming in town.
Hmm.
So they're going to be coming in, I think, tomorrow from Virginia.
Yeah.
Like her brother and his girlfriend.
Okay.
So
Cool.
haven't seen them for a while. But they're supposed to come in, hang out. They're bringing a dog. I don't know how that's going to go with cats.
Are they leaving the dog?
Jancy's right. Our first date was in Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, that's where we met up. We went to
Wasn't it the con?
yeah, it was a video game.
Didn't you do the Penny Arcade?
Something West.
It was
PAX West.
PAX
PAX
West,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, Penny Arcade. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was working there.
Yeah.
Did you go to a Seattle's Best in Seattle?
No,
I don't think they have
Don't
Seattle's
believe
best.
so.
I think it's just Seattle.
it was raining ash when we were there
Yeah.
because there was a fire like 50 miles away.
Huh.
Yeah, I remember looking up like, is this snowing? Nope, that's ash.
Were you like, Jan's like, Eric, no.
Yeah.
Or she just looks at you like, this guy's weird.
What have I done?
All right, do we want to run the poll, or do we want to get into the Rick game thing, or is there something else?
I mean, we can do either of those things.
All right, well, let's get the poll running.
Poll going.
Okay.
Right.
So the three that we have chosen
Mm-hmm.
that will be on the Patreon poll
Number one.
is
Number one.
number one is Big Fish.
Admittedly, my favorite movie of all time.
I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Number
also
two.
enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Big Fish.
I love Big Fish. I think it make for a fun
number
reaction.
Two.
Number two.
Shush up.
No, I
want
want to keep talking about
we
it.
can't talk about
I want
fish.
to skew results.
I don't want to know about spoilers.
Train Spotting.
Train Spotting.
I haven't seen that yet.
I don't know anything about it.
I
Right.
haven't seen it either.
I have seen that.
I've only known that that's where he was like kind of discovered for Star Wars.
Ah,
Makes sense.
Yeah. George Lucas saw it and was like, him.
okay.
Number 3.
Ghost Writer.
Yeah, I
Yes.
haven't seen
Not
that one
Ghost
either.
Rider.
No,
Ghost Writer.
indeed.
Yeah,
Okay.
as in,
Also,
I have seen it
I'd
a
never
long
seen
time
that.
ago, like probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
So then the ones on this poll, which we will choose the top 2, or
Mhm.
you will choose the top 2, I should say. Is this the list I had before? Is that the one we're going with?
Yeah.
Okay,
We can, unless a bunch of people have like, hey, make sure you put this one on there because it's really good.
that's true. I see TV saying The Island, which is one of the ones that I suggested.
The Island.
Yeah, and then
Rick
we asked
suggested.
why Rick liked it, and we had never heard of it, and we understood.
He just said it so like, The Island. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, put that on there.
That episode of ER.
Uh-huh.
So the poll can only have 5, so I have to figure out what the 5 are going to be there.
It's true. I'm just looking at chat and seeing what they're saying.
And what we'll do is we'll have 5 on the poll, and probably the top 2, unless we run 2 polls. But the top 2 is what we put before into the poll.
Indeed. A lot of people seem positive on The Island, so I think that one can definitely go on
That
there.
one can stay. Okay.
It just made the list.
Oh,
It just made. Now Moulin Rouge will not work because we've all seen it,
We've all seen
Yeah.
it.
except for someone who's seen half of it.
guess who that is?
I have no idea.
Hey,
So
I
this,
was interrupted for a very good reason.
I'll say what we
Better
thought
watching a
about
different
putting on the
movie.
list, and maybe we can get chat's opinions.
Okay.
So what we were thinking was Dr. Sleep,
Doctor
Mhm.
Sleep.
Christopher Robin, Birds of Prey, I Love You, Philip Morris, and The Island.
A lot of people are saying something called The Impossible. I don't know what that is.
I've seen The Lighthouse a few times too, whatever that is.
Yeah. Some runner-ups were Men Who Stare at Goats,
Yep.
Black Hawk Down.
I don't know what Shallow Grave is either.
So what does chat think?
Speak in one voice.
Indeed.
See, the thing too is like, what do we remove to put on other shows? If that's the case too.
Sure.
Robots. I've seen robots.
I see quite a bit of Christopher Robin, so that one should probably stay. A lot of people with The Island. Quite a few Black Hawk Downs.
There is a
Yeah.
lot of Christopher Robin, which I don't know. I wasn't sure how Christopher Robin would do.
I don't see any I Love You, Philip Morris yet. So maybe we
Strike
drop
it.
that.
There's a
Strike
few.
it.
There's several saying the impossible.
Strike it down.
The Impossible?
Yeah. And I'm seeing about as many for Night Watch.
Never heard
I
of The
don't know what Night
Impossible.
Watch is.
Yeah, I don't know any. Honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of any Ewan McGregor movies. I was looking through like list of like movies that he had, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know like any of these things. Moulin Rouge will not work.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
We've all seen Moulin Rouge, and we're not reacting to Stranger Things trailer. I also have. I don't know if anyone else. I started typing up the poll
Okay.
just to make sure. Okay, I want to make sure, and I didn't know. So
What I've got right now is Dr. Sleep, Christopher Robin, Birds of Prey, Black Hawk Down, and The Island.
Is it Big
Yes.
Fish?
The 5 we chose Big Fish.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, I understand.
We won't forget your favorite movie. Eric.
wanna be
Not
fish.
again.
these are not the Patreon poll. These are what will be up for this poll.
All right, I panicked prematurely. It happens.
Oh God! Oh jeez, Rick. Where's the big fish?
So what do we
All
got?
right.
Do we want to go
Do
with
we
that?
go with this one? I think we go with this one.
It
I don't know what
pleases
Night
me.
Watch is. Maybe we can check some of these other ones out. Angels and Demons. I feel like I need to rewatch the
Da Vinci Code?
Da Vinci Code, or at least watch. I don't know. I think I watched it once.
I need to
I
at
don't
least watch it.
All right. So Doctor Sleep, The Island, Birds of Prey, Christopher Robin, and The Impossible. And we'll pick 2 of these to go on the list with Big Fish.
Wait, say those again?
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
The Island.
Okay.
Birds of Prey.
Yep.
Christopher Robin.
Okay.
Impossible.
Okay, so no Black Hawk Down then?
I mean, where do you want that?
Oh.
I can only do 5.
Sure.
We should replace the one where only you have seen with the one that only you have not seen. Replace Birds of Prey.
Well, Dr. Sleep has been. None of us saw that, right?
Yeah.
Birds
Right.
of Prey was only me.
Yep.
Christopher Robin was none of us.
None.
The Impossible was none of us.
None.
Yeah.
And the
The Island is
Island
only Rick.
is only Rick.
Okay.
Whereas Black Hawk Down would be just Eric.
Sure. Yeah, we can leave it off. That's fine.
So let's do that.
Hydrate.
All right. So here's the poll. I'll have it on for like 10 minutes, and we'll take the top 2. You guys get to vote for one Ewan McGregor movie.
Do it.
Begin.
How much time they got, Aaron?
10 minutes.
10
He
minutes.
said that.
10 minutes.
Sometimes you gotta say things twice. People weren't paying
We're
attention.
not watching Stranger Things.
No! At this point,
What?
if you guys keep asking if we're going to do the trailer, we're just not going to do the show.
No, he's wrong. We're doing the show.
I want to watch the show, guys.
All right, well,
you cannot watch
me
the
too.
show.
But we're going to punish them
Don't make
harder.
idle threats.
We're going to punish them harder.
They just don't get to watch us watch it.
We just tape a shark with a knife.
Yeah.
Watch that instead.
Tape a shark to a knife.
It was a strange thing.
No, we'll videotape a shark with a knife
Oh.
and watch that over and over.
I was like, we'll just tape a shark to a knife.
No.
All right.
Aaron,
the-
did you write pick and Ewan McGregor movie?
No, I didn't.
He made the poll.
You pick.
That's not
and
the worst typo we've seen today.
you pick and we get a Ewan McGregor movie.
No, it's
That's
not
true.
you pick. It's pick and.
Portal
Pick and Ewan McGregor movie.
Oh, doesn't matter. They know the point. They know the
You
point.
misspelled it. It matters.
I didn't misspell the and. I just added a D to and. Yeah. It's fine. They know what the poll is. That part, I could have put anything. They just vote for the same movie. I made sure those were all spelled right. I think. All right. So we have that running for a little bit. We'll have to make sure we get Rick's thing in here. Is there anything else for podcasty mentions? Discord?
Gilbert Gottfried passed this week.
Yeah.
Very sad news.
Man, I heard you guys talking about that, and I came in and I was like, what are you guys talking about? You told me. I was like, what?
I learned about it during the countdown of my Tuesday Doom stream.
Oh, were you not there in the conversation that we had? Or was that talked about
That was the next
on
day.
Wednesday? Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned about it from you talking about it on your stream because I was here working on the website.
Yeah.
I think it's how I first learned about it. No, very sad. I immediately went and watched the Hollywood Squares episode with him in it.
Dude,
It's
him
amazing.
and Hollywood Squares is so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
You fool!
the absolute best.
Him on Cameo is so good.
I love him in
Yeah.
Problem Child, Aladdin, of course,
Aladdin,
and Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts, and everywhere else he plays Iago.
Is there a Iago in the remake of Aladdin?
It was, yeah.
Did he speak?
Not really. I mean, he sounded like a bird.
Yeah.
Like a parrot.
Gotcha.
Meow.
But
Only
he didn't actually say words.
He had a couple words, but not very many.
Yeah.
Have
It
you
wasn't like Iago talking. It was more of like a parrot re-saying words.
Did you ever hear him not doing his voice?
I mean, I heard
Like
his
he has a
voice.
very he affects his voice when he's being himself, but whenever he would just be speaking, he had a very muted voice compared to
I don't know if I've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Was he also the Affleck duck?
that. Yeah, at one point. There was the Affleck duck, and then people were like, that sounds like him. Then they just got him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that happened.
So it sounded like him, so they got him?
Thanks, yeah.
What?
Yeah. A lot of laughter,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I was honestly surprised by how young he was.
I'm trying to find his voice. It's crazy to have an idea that he had two voices, because I only ever heard the one. You know?
I mean, the other one, it's his voice, but he just exaggerates a
sure.
little bit more.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it. You know, like
Yeah.
that kind of like, it was much more,
Yeah.
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 It's like when you talk all the time.
What?
You're exaggerated.
Killshot says there's a Howard Stern interview. That you probably can hear it. But then you break the illusion, Aaron. Maybe you
I
shouldn't.
guess, sure.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like when you don't think about actors and stuff that you have in shows.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have pictured Tom Holland's voice being what it is, or like Rick Grimes' voice.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
those
yeah,
actors.
absolutely.
Like whenever you hear them talking in like an interview, like,
Sure.
whoa, I didn't know they were British. You know, like
Yeah.
I would never guess Rick Grimes had that that kind of accent. You know, as opposed to Carl. You know, Carl.
I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger is the opposite, where you expect it to be him doing it for a character,
Yeah,
but then it's not. It's just how he talks.
it's just it. It's funny. All right, I have to try to listen to these and find them later. It's hard to find.
Hydrate.
But no. Every actor is British. Not every actor.
The
A lot of
poll's
them are
about
Canadian.
the poll's about half over. So just make sure, if you can, get in there and get voting, because
Yeah.
we have 400 people watching, and not that many people have voted. So.
True. You were voting for what is going to end up on the Patreon poll. Top 2.
Eric's like, please vote Big Fish.
No, it's not on there, idiot.
Oh, that's right. We got rid of that. It's not on there, idiot. Damn it, Becky. Only like a third of people have voted for Ewan McGregor movie so far.
Well, should we get to my questions while we're waiting?
I suppose
Sure, sounds good.
so.
The time. All right. So, Eric, why don't you explain the gimmick?
So the game is trying to find out who your best friend is in the Blind Wave crew. The gimmick is that Rick is going to give us a scenario, and we need to try to guess what he is going to pick, given the parameters of this scenario. Rick needs to lay it out, and then he has to already decide what it is before he hears our arguments.
Okay.
So you're playing the game. Yeah, we're going to be understanding try to understand the question a little bit more, but we had to try to think about what he thought when he wrote and answered before the conversation.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. So do you already have answers for these that you've decided on?
I do.
So we'll get a point per times we're correct, and with the most points, we'll be the victor. If there's a tie, we decide it in Smash, unless that's between Calvin and someone else, in which case the other person wins.
Why is it just always default?
That's the rule of Blindway.
You keep a score?
Yeah, I got scored.
Okay.
Blindway was almost named Smash Studios.
Yeah, if it wasn't already used like 50 times, we would have done it.
All right, so for the first one on chat, to be careful because we have not seen all of this show or read the manga.
Okay.
So my first question is basically, who would I be? Would I be trying to create the kingdom of strength or the kingdom of science?
Ooh,
From Dr.
okay,
Stone.
From Dr. Stone.
Interesting.
So am I shaping the world in my image, choosing like who is around and ruling over them?
Yeah.
Or am I trying to work to make it so that the world comes back the way it was?
And everybody deserves that chance to
Yeah.
come back. So do you select and shape, or do you equally
So you're
save
so is
everyone?
it not just straight up science and strength? You're also looking at the idea of like one represents the world as it was and one represents the world that I could shape it into.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with, like you've been doing a lot of boxing lately. So
Right.
obviously a fighter's heart is something that's important to you right now. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you automatically go in that direction.
Well, I would
Discounting all of
assume that
science.
like in this scenario, I could rule over this kingdom of strength.
You rule over it. Yeah, okay, gotcha. By nature of being the one that makes the choice. Okay.
Or even by being the strongest in that world.
Yeah, sure.
See, from the base thing, yeah, it's tricky because like I always think of like stuff with like science thing and technology and whatnot. I'm like, okay, well Rick likes that kind of stuff too. But then, yeah, lately he's been doing more workout stuff and whatnot. So like the strength side could easily fit in as well.
It's
But
interesting
then-
because Tsukasa in the show, I don't agree with his selection process, but I don't necessarily disagree that you don't have to do it everyone, you know?
Yeah,
So what does Rick think about
I'm trying
that?
to think about any of that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think of besides what those characters do and anything.
Yeah.
Not basing on any of that.
Yeah, so like if I
It's-
could make my own
it's-
selection process.
It's if Rick would be like, here, I can shape it how I want, or I can work towards exactly what we had before. I'm trying to think of what the differences would be that he would be after that he wouldn't want it to be like now. Because now, he could be like, oh, we get more bad movies. But you need to have it like it is now, where you have good movies and bad movies and people trying to make bad movies and all these different things.
But we also have insurance.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you have to save
like-
the insurance people.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, let me get rid of insurance. Let me get rid of this and that. What do you think, Calvin? You haven't said anything, really.
It's tough because, like, just this past week, he said that the worst thing in the world, aside from taxes, is insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those things would not exist in a world where Rick rules by might.
Sure, he can push more board games, you know?
Yeah.
You actually have
get
to give
rid
the
of board
government-
games.
You get rid of the bad board games.
He could
He could- he
abolish
can-
Candyland.
He can pretend like they never existed so that no one even thinks of them ever again.
And if anyone brought it up, he could kill them. He could strike them down with righteous fury. But you don't have air conditioning without science, Rick.
All right.
Right now, in our studio, in our recording set, the air conditioning is broken. And he says it's the worst thing he's had to deal with.
It's not necessarily that there would be no science. It's just I get to choose the world.
Yeah.
And rule over it.
I'm going to go with
Like, who are you?
I'm going to
You
go with
would
the
do that.
science method, that he would put it back to the way it is. And the reasoning that I'm going to go with that is because I think Rick is more of a rules guy.
Mhm.
And I think there's certain, like, probably moral rules and rules that
Yeah.
he's had, like, developed either in his mind or through, like just people and communities and all that kind of stuff, where it's like, you follow these and these are the things you do. And you can't just delete things willy-nilly. You couldn't just kill people willy-nilly. You can't, like things like that. And you got to follow the rules. And even though there's things that you don't like, you have to follow the right path to fix those things. So I'll go with the science method, which is like the rules method.
Okay, I'll go the other way. Because while, yes, Rick does follow the rules, in this scenario, he makes the rules. He's
Sure,
the one
but is he
decides these things. And I
breaking
think that
rules
there's
to create that.
I mean, whose rules? Society that doesn't exist?
I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, does he have a moral obligation to save everyone?
Yeah, if
I
you
don't know.
can, right?
I'm going to say that he goes strength, and because that's the thing about Rick. Rick will take up a responsibility that he sees isn't getting done, and he's the only one that can make this choice.
I mean, I do agree with that though, because
Yeah.
like there's definitely times where it's like, I'm the one who has to do this,
And
because no one else can do
if
this.
there were people
But
in
you
this
know what he
world
could
that I
also
would
do?
trust to make those decisions, Rick would be in that group of people. I'd have to rank them, but he'd
I'm
be on
gonna
my
say-
list.
But see, the thing though is like if he's putting in his image, he's
Yeah.
gonna be lost and nothing's gonna happen.
Well, he needs to get navigators first, right?
Yeah, he's
my
gotta find them.
only thing about it is that I know that he has to physically go and start the process. That requires, I mean, he is permanently outside. I'm gonna go Kingdom of Strength.
Yeah, because just because you're in charge doesn't mean that you couldn't make the decision to bring everyone back anyway. It's just that you're in charge, right? Or are you saying that if you do bring everyone back, then it would just default back to
I would be in charge of
The
who
status
comes
quo.
back, and that could be everyone in the strength method. But then that choice would be up to me, and I would rule over the kingdom as it comes. Versus in the other one, I am capable of bring back everyone, and therefore I do.
See, the way he says it there too, it makes me think a little bit of the strength. But at the same time, I think while Rick would want to, he would take responsibility. I don't think he wants to rule it. That make sense?
But does he have to?
I mean, if he's in the strength one, he's ruling it and deciding, right?
could you at some point, if you decided to put a system in place and give up rule? Because eventually, like, you're going to die, right? It's just the natural order of things. What could you do in this system where you are the sole leader of the planet? Like, what system would you put in place after you die? Or could you put in place, I should say? Like, you could just establish, like, a world government that was more balanced, rather than
I mean, part of the kingdom
several
of
hundred different kinds of government that are top heavy. You know?
part of the kingdom of strength is to be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be the one making these decisions, but you get to pick the person that does. In a way, you might more
Sure.
likely go and be like, I want Bernie Sanders to do it, not Trump. You know,
Sure.
so that's still kingdom of strength.
No, I get that. So you're going with strength though?
Strength.
I think I'll stick with science. Also, I like us having different ones so that it's not just all everyone wins or everyone loses. So
Calvin,
Calvin, you gotta pick a side.
and you get to pick first next time. There's an advantage to waiting.
I think solely for the reason of bad movies, Rick would choose Kingdom of Strength so that he could give funding to the directors that are just way out there and making crazy shit. I say Kingdom of Strength.
So you
All
both say
right.
strength and I say science. Okay.
All right. Well, my answer was Kingdom of Science.
Oh,
And it's
Aaron gets
actually
the
very
point.
close to Calvin's reasoning,
Okay.
but the other way, where I don't know where progress is going to come from. That could come from good people or
Hey, that
evil
was my
people.
original reasoning, but then
But I
then
want
you
to
said
see.
like, I want to single-handedly fund this guy's movie so he'll make it so I can watch it. Dang it, Rick.
So, like, I want to see as far as humanity can go in my lifetime, and I think reviving everyone will get it there faster.
True. But some will argue it's going to get the destruction there faster too.
It could be.
Well, but,
What have you
but
done?
If that,
I'm kidding.
but if that's correct, then that's as far as humanity goes in his lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
That-
I got to see the end.
You've actually
Hot damn.
you've answered it. That's it.
Dang it, Rick. I'm wrong, but for the right reason.
You are.
Okay, cool. Has 1 point.
So Aaron gets one, and Eric said strength, right?
Yes.
I feel like that was a tough one.
Aaron gets one. Yep.
I feel like I could get half a point.
So I think these are going in order of difficulty, and that was the easiest.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Damn
Okay.
it.
All right. I love it.
All right, before we move on, I do want to say the poll ended. We have 32% said The Island,
Ooh, okay.
and 21% said Christopher Robin,
Nice.
All right.
followed by 19%, 15, and 13.
Okay.
In no particular order.
So
Yeah.
the poll tomorrow will be The Island, Christopher Robin, a little movie called Big Fish that everyone should vote for.
Don't
Train
be
spotting.
pandering.
Trainspotting.
And Ghost Writer.
This is why I pick the Kingdom
Hey,
of
it
Strength.
doesn't work.
It
It's
would
the
be
Kingdom of
crazy
Strength.
if he misspells it and people think that a Nicolas Cage movie snuck onto a Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, it
Oh.
doesn't work. I really pushed Vampire's Kiss last time, and nothing
Yeah,
happened.
what was the last one?
Ghost Writer.
All right. That is it. Make sure that if you're a patron, you tune in tomorrow on patreon.com/blindwave and vote. And let people know that at twitch.tv/blindwave, they can influence what goes on these polls.
Indeed.
All right. We ready for the next one?
Sure.
Question number 2. Would I take Return by Death? So if I could have that power, would I choose to have it?
I have an immediate answer, but I want to hold on to it for a bit, let it stew. But I'm going to write it down just so I can be like, that was my initial immediate thought.
Well,
And if you're not,
just answer with that then, because my initial immediate thought last time was Kingdom of Science, and I should have just said it.
Yeah, but,
Stuck with
you know,
so if you don't know what that power is, basically it means if I were to die, I would go back to a predetermined spot in my life that I do not get to determine.
yeah.
But basically, I get to go back and have a chance at altering things, keeping the knowledge of everything that happened between that point and my death.
Yeah, you have the autosave turned on, but you don't understand the parameters of the autosave.
You don't know
Exactly.
when like a checkpoint happens.
But I can change fate, basically. Or not fate, but I can change what happens during the next loop.
How much knowledge of... Have you seen ReZero in this scenario?
Yeah, I would say like today,
Yeah.
right
okay.
now, if I could get the power.
Gotcha.
So you respawn. Yeah, if I have not seen the entirety of the show or read the entirety of the manga, but in my mind, if I just died of old age at 90, I would come back. And
So this is a form of immortality in a sense.
It would also be that,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
At least that's how I picture it.
Gotcha.
Calvin, what do you think?
I'm going to say no.
No?
I think if you have in the back of your mind that you can, I can always do it later, you're not going to be living life to the fullest. And thus it would be a waste of your time. I think you would find a very hollow feeling very quickly just with that thought in the back of your mind all the time. I'm going to say no.
I'll have to put a poll up on chat, see if chat can
Okay.
guess it correctly.
But like, if something terrible happened, like, you know, if Evie died, and I could go back and save her,
Mhm.
Sure.
you know?
Yeah. I get you there. There's nothing in your life changing or anything, right? It's just your normal life still goes. It's just you get to take this power or not.
Yeah, like if I got that power today.
Sure. Okay.
Like for me, it boils down to the immortality thing, I think.
Okay.
But that's for me, not for you. I gotta try to think on your level here. I have a dumb level. You're smart.
I feel like you could do a lot of good with the power.
You definitely could do a lot of good.
So you don't
with
know
power.
if like in this scenario you don't have it like ever going away or anything. You just have this power.
If he were to die at old age, I assume that means you would load back at your checkpoint, which it's not like your checkpoint is like
50
20
years ago.
Yeah, your checkpoint's probably
Yeah. Let's
2
say,
weeks before you die of old age.
Say you're 90 and you just have it a few days back.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, and again, I don't understand all ReZero
Yeah.
by any means, but I would assume there is an entity that maybe I could plead with or something to change it
Yeah.
at some point, maybe.
Okay,
Or they could choose to change it,
sure.
but I wouldn't necessarily have direct control over that.
But the main crux of the issue here is having control over the unforeseen in a way. Like
Yeah.
I don't. When you were thinking about this, you probably weren't thinking so much about the very end of your life,
The end game.
the end, death, old age.
I think
Like, do you accept the chaos that is probability, or do you try to control?
Sure. I mean, I think with a lot of this stuff too, it gives like some abilities to be able to be like, well, I can see what this scenario would have done, and if it doesn't go well, then I can see what this scenario would have done a little
Sure.
bit, you know, with like this autosave kind of feature. And if your life itself isn't changing too drastically, where like now it's you're having to fight zombies and you know, like you got to relive over moments of you dying or seeing other people die or whatever, and it goes through like if it's mainly kind of staying in the similar lifestyle that we have now, I think yes wouldn't cause too much of an issue of you having it.
Sure. But,
you know?
yeah.
And then like if something terrible did happen, you kind of had the power where possibly you could go back and change it.
Sure.
But you don't have to rely on that in a typical day-to-day situation.
But now I have that responsibility, right? Like,
yeah, but I
if-
think you take on responsibilities that you don't want sometimes because you're like, well, no one else is going to have this. I'll have it. You know, like I'll do this. So I think you might maybe do it. And I don't know if there's too many drawbacks overall. The only drawback would be like, how much of a responsibility would you feel in things that are not typically in your control? So you have this power, right?
Yeah.
And you see that,
Well, like
I don't know,
a while back, a woman on my block died from a burning house.
Sure, yeah,
Right. So like I know that happens.
yeah.
I-
Could you go back then, use your autosave thing, return by death, so like you would die, you go back in time to try to save that woman in that situation. Like,
Yeah.
would
But
you-
you also have to go through with return by death rules, like the pain and torment of having experienced a death to do it.
Yep.
Sure, but I don't think that it's going to be. That's why I was saying specifically of like, is your life staying the way it is now? Because in some situations,
Yeah.
you may be dealing with that a lot more
Sure.
than in a normal day-to-day fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But like that is not like a common scenario that you have. But you're like, oh my gosh, I could maybe do something about this.
It's just a
I
thing.
don't have a clue who this lady was, but I can save her life maybe or something. You know?
Yeah. I'm just trying to factor in, like, rather than the conventional Groundhog Day that we're presented with, return by death comes with it the existential horror of experiencing multiple deaths and what that can do
Not
to your
just-
psyche.
Not just your own, but like
The versions of the timeline that you left behind as well.
the people that you met and the friends
Mhm.
that you made and the friends that you lost and everything like that. You would have to go through those over and over again, and it would be like you could never process it. You could never let it go.
Do you though? Like, in what scenarios do you have that? Like in today, right? Like, I don't feel like it's a typical, like in an anime, especially if it's got a lot of crazy stuff going on in it or something like that. I feel like you have that kind of stuff happening because that's what the story's doing, right? And that's what you're seeing. But in just your normal day-to-day thing, is that something you think that you would be dealing with a lot, that it would cause a big strain on your psyche versus being like, there was a car accident today and, Calvin died. And as opposed to like living through that over and over and over, can he just like, let me go back and make sure Calvin's not there in that moment or not in the car or something, I slow him down by a minute, like something like that.
Sure.
Now, I mean, in the long run, maybe you do cause some kind of weird Final Destination stuff where like it's trying to catch up and now there's a whole new anime mechanic or something. But in a typical thing, I don't know if it does. It depends how time works with that, What happens if you do change that? Now Calvin's not in the car accident.
I think with him having the memories, I think Rick is also somewhat of a perfectionist in some things, and I think the perfectionist in him would drive him insane, trying to make everything go the right way.
I could see that.
I could
Like,
do
well, a car accident happens in front of him. He doesn't know either person. So someone dies. He's like, I want to make that right. So I'm going to reset and go back and make sure that like I do something and try to stop that.
So you think
Things
he
that
would-
are, things that are like tangential. Like he brought up even the fire that happened on
Sure.
his block.
Yeah, that's
Like-
close. But like, do you think that he would turn into like, now I have to save everyone that I ever hear dies locally?
I think it's going to be like Groundhog Day eventually,
Like Groundhog Day.
where he tries to make everything smooth and perfect and nothing bad happens. And it's just going to be an endless cycle of trying to fix little cracks and stuff. Because once you start in one place, like it's a short order to keep doing it, right? It's the sunk cost fallacy times a billion, and you get to sink that cost a billion times over.
But alternatively, he could watch a terrible movie and enjoy it, and watch everyone else enjoy it, and then come back to the save file and watch everyone else again when he already knows it, and can watch everyone experience it again over.
He could record their reaction like
No,
we do
but
every
he can
day.
actually be there. He'll get.
We do this for a
He can
job.
get
Aaron.
2 experiences with it though, right? He can watch it first time with people
Yeah.
that have never seen it and he hasn't seen it.
I mean,
I
Then he
think
can
that's
watch it
low
again
on
with
his
those
priority list.
I could have the perfect joke in every reaction.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
you
I could have like a schmodown match,
Yeah.
get all the questions, restart. This guy kill myself.
Yeah.
Restart.
But like, what if it's like?
But then am I stressed out because I just experienced killing myself? I probably get really good at killing myself.
I mean, before the way you talk about, you're like, just kill yourself. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
So,
it
I don't
depends
know.
on the severity of the thing that I want to revert back.
sure.
Like I often try to think about.
Nope.
We talked about this last week and the couple of weeks before. Like, whenever you don't have a snotty nose, you don't think about it.
Sure.
It's the
Well-
same thing. Like my fiance made it home fine driving today, but I don't think about all the little tiny variables that could have happened that would have made it so that she didn't make it home that night. And if I had the ability to change it and didn't take it, I don't know if I'd ever forgive myself. But also, that's life, and you gotta deal with it. And what is it worth? Is it worth protecting a person that I love from a fate that is not mine to control, or my psyche?
Sure. It just depends on how far into it goes,
Yeah.
right?
Like that's what I was saying before, with like not living life to its fullest. You'd be so stressed out about like trying to make sure that you made the right decision and seeing it through rather than just enjoying the time that you have
But you'd also
that you might not be able to control the outcome.
I think that is probably an inevitability, but you'd also appreciate things a little bit more too if you have the a version of the world in which you don't have those things.
mean, you wouldn't know that you appreciated it more in that version than another version if you didn't have another version. You just appreciate it as much as you
True.
could.
And I think that's like the human experience that we deal with, but he's given that it's like, what does he value over another? So we had to all bring this. I guess I know what I would pick, but what would Rick pick?
Well, there is also. Wait, what would you pick then? No?
I haven't said yet. I want Calvin to go first.
He already said no. First.
I
You definitely said no?
So long ago.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Like, the first thing I was like, okay, Calvin, what do you think? He goes, I'm going no. And then he's like, here's why.
Oh, okay. I
And
thought
then
you
your
said
guys'
after.
discussion
I
happened.
thought. I'm sorry. I thought that was
I've
whenever I
interjected
said,
a few
well, I know
times.
what I would pick like immediately, but I want to think about it. So I missed it. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Unforgivable. No.
All right. I'm taking it. I'm going back.
Someone asked, what happens if we pull the plug out between Aaron and I? Should find out.
Calvin, quit.
All of our computers go down.
Aaron, you went first last time.
I did.
I will pick. Yes, he will take it.
You're going to take yes?
Yep.
Against your philosophy, though?
No, this is what I think Rick's going to
You
do.
think he would say yes?
Yeah, I think Rick will say yes. Also, game theory. Want to win.
Sure. Man, now
That's
I
part
do-
of the game.
I like when you go first, you're like, I just pick one.
Yep.
And when you go second, you're like, if I pick the opposite one, then at least it's covered. And then when you're the third one, you're like, now it's up to me to pick the right one.
That's what I'm trying to track.
Oh, Jancy, you really needed the beginning of that sentence
Yeah,
to
she did.
make sense of it.
I don't know. I have a lot of things back and forth that I'm thinking about with some of the issues. One thing though from last question was that Rick said too that he would like to see humans evolution line and stuff too.
Yeah.
And if he had an accident tomorrow, he wouldn't see that.
Yep.
But if he had return by death, he could continue, fix that, and continue going and stuff too. So maybe through parts of it, I think I'm going to go with yes, just because this would also help him in exactly what he
Okay.
said he wanted from the last one, right? Plus maybe some other stuff. And then hopefully he doesn't get too crazy and he doesn't try to just save everybody's lives. And he makes rules of like how I'm going to do this. And I follow these rules and I find a nice way to be able to like die.
All
That
right.
isn't like just like crazy brutal jumping on spikes off a cliff or something, you know? Like,
Sure.
So I'll go with yes.
All right. That's me, yes, Aaron, yes, and Calvin, no.
All right. I think this is a tough one. I think there's a lot of reasons for both, but I ultimately went with no.
No, Calvin gets the point.
I ultimately went with no.
I wrote it down. My initial thing was to say no, and then I, for myself, said yes, and then for game theory, said yes.
For game theory, you said yes. For game theory, it should have been no again,
Yeah.
right?
All right. Also, chat said no.
Chad said
Oh,
no.
So
okay.
I had 2 no's and 1 yes. 1 yes. Why not?
But yeah, like, it would be great. I like having control over things, definitely. I like having control over my life. But I think actually having something that could give me that control,
Yeah.
I feel like I would probably go pretty crazy pretty quickly.
I agree, but I also think this, like you were presented with this and you're given the choice and now have to live with that choice.
Sure.
You say no and then something happens. You're going to be riddled with guilt that you could have changed it. And will that drive you just as crazy?
But the thing is, like, that happens regardless,
Sure.
right?
No, it definitely does. But if you never were given the choice, then you wouldn't have the added guilt of like, I could have done something. I've had people important to me die in an accident, and I interacted with them that day, and I always remember, like I had an uncle that passed away. I'll always remember that he was at my house, and I remember like asking him questions, and then 6 hours later, he went around a bend and got hit, his car got hit, and he passed away. If I hadn't have asked him those questions, or if I had asked more, he wouldn't have been at that curve at that moment,
Sure.
and it fucks with me, you know. So I wonder if that's, I wonder the equivalent of the mental torture that you've now been placed.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But at a certain
Interesting.
point, like if you choose not to be in control of every aspect
Mhm.
in every timeline of your life, then you just have to accept that that was meant to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And obsessing over it is just going to make you obsess about every single aspect of your life. Besides which, if Rick lived for 20 years and he's done all this boxing training and then he chose to reset it, he would have to do all that boxing training over again.
I would love it.
Yeah, but he also may have learned new techniques that were like, man, if I'd have known this back then,
Yeah.
and now he's like even further progressed than what he would have been before.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a perfectionist, and I think I would try to make things perfect for everyone, like
Sure,
as perfect as I could.
I kind of agreed a little bit with Calvin of what he was saying about like I could see Rick trying to go crazy, trying to make everything perfect. But I was also like, well, if he established rules that he wouldn't break,
Maybe.
My
That would
thing
be
is
a
like
way
I
to get
feel like
around
it not easy, but I think it would be necessary to have like a level of intervention.
intervention.
Yeah, like what's the level in which I do choose to go back and change
Sure.
something?
It's like having
versus
time
letting
travel,
something
right?
go.
If Rick
yeah.
had time travel,
Sure.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
probably
I-
going to be rules that you have to set in place so you don't keep messing things up or doing
Yeah.
things, right? Once you have those in place, you don't go as crazy trying to perfect
Yeah.
everything. But it may also still kind of be like, but I could do something.
I mean,
that
if I had,
shouldn't,"
if I have a loved one that passed from natural causes or something like that, I'm like, that's terrible. But if I have a loved one that was murdered or killed, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm doing something about it.
Yeah.
There's a level of it. So, but I could see why that would have a strain on your psyche.
And like living it over and over again, I think I would get even more jaded
Yeah.
than I already am, maybe. And I think I would just like connect with people less. And I couldn't talk about it with anyone.
Yeah.
Which I think is a big downside of the power as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would resent the entity that gave me the option.
Sure. All right.
That's a good one. I
Are we
like
ready
that
for
one.
the last one?
Aaron and Calvin are both tied with 1 point.
They are indeed. The hardest one of all.
Hydrate.
If I could go back and change the Star Wars prequels, would I?
You're going to need return by death after this one for the damage that you've caused.
Give me dead.
Would I? I've never had so many thoughts at once.
I am gonna say no.
Taking the first one.
Is that a final answer, Calvin?
I believe
so you're talking about just the prequels.
The prequels. So I could remove them. I could change them.
Change them or
With-
remove them.
Yeah. So I could delete them, or I could.
So you
Make
can either
them-
just alter them, remove them entirely, redo them entirely.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Yep.
There's just changing it of some sort in any fashion or leaving them entirely alone.
Yep.
Does
Yeah.
anyone
And I could just change one line of dialogue or like
Is-
one little thing and leave them otherwise whole.
is this a time travel type of aspect where like no one else knows it's changed?
Yes.
So like if you did this, there wouldn't be like Eric being like, "What the hell happened
No one's aware.
to
Yeah.
this?"
Right.
So you could go back. It's an affirmative if you can just go back and change one thing.
Yeah. So like I could remove the pod racing scene and leave everything else exactly the same on all other movies.
There's so much more to change.
Like I could also go back and change a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I could completely restructure them.
Mhm.
I could make them so they're anime.
Man,
Well, that's tough then.
yeah, I know. I really want to say yes, but I'm trying to think of what reasons Rick would say no.
My original thought was if the Star Wars movies were not in the condition that they are right now, then it's probably a good possibility that we wouldn't have Clone Wars the way it is now and Rebels the way it is now.
Sure. And depending on how much he changes or what they do.
Like, I know how much Rick cherishes those shows, that I think he would allow something that he doesn't enjoy as much in the prequels to ensure that those don't change.
Sure. Like, depending on what he changes, like the original trilogy pushed movie making in various ways.
Yeah.
Because the prequels pushed movie making in various ways. So depending on what's changed, maybe it doesn't push movie making the same way. And now it's altered all kinds of things.
Yeah. Like,
Or
what was
change
that
something,
movie
you
that
know?
you always bring up? Like, if they hadn't made this movie, this entire studio wouldn't exist.
Lord of the Rings and
Weta Digital.
Yeah.
We're Weta Workshop too. Yeah.
Well, no, Aaron was bringing up one. Like, they didn't make, forget what it was. It was like a horror movie or something like that.
You talking about Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street is the reason New Line Cinema is
right.
still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they would be gone if it wasn't for that movie.
And thus, like, Lord of the Rings wouldn't exist, right?
Yeah.
Not
Ninja
necessarily
Turtles
Weta,
movies.
But
Dr. Teak says Eric wouldn't go on that date. Aaron, do you want to answer first? Or want me to go?
I don't know. You haven't gone first yet, I guess. Calvin already kind of went first, cheater.
Was it
Calvin's
turn?
already
Did I
said
have
no.
to? Did I have to wait?
You say no?
Calvin said no.
Yeah,
already,
no.
right?
As I said, he already kind of went first anyway.
Yeah.
So
I can redact my answer until later.
just say no later.
Yeah.
I wrote it down. I asked for that's your actual answer. No,
And
that's
I can
good.
change it any way I want. I could put us in it.
You could. Okay, here's my thing.
Dang.
I'm going to say, no, you don't do it, and here's why. You already have denied the kingdom of strength because that is not yours to control. You denied the return by death because fate is not yours to control. And I say you deny to do this because another man's artistic vision is not yours to control. Regardless if you agree with it or not, it is not yours to control. For you to remain consistent, you must deny.
You must deny. I get you.
You're not
Thinking
trying
like
to
a-
convince him.
Thinking like a lawyer.
You're not making your closing statements to a jury.
I've been watching a lot of Legal Eagle.
I get what you're saying, but I'm also trying to think like any small change, you know,
Yeah.
like just anything. He cuts out half a second.
Yep.
That counts. I'm sure there's probably one thing he's like, you know what? I would just do this
I
different.
feel like that's a red herring. Why, like, if it's any, because
Just anything, any one
Yeah.
little thing.
Like, he could cut out the entirety of Jar Jar.
He could.
I mean, 'cause
And
you
he
can-
probably
Leave
would-
everything else the same.
And he may
like
believe that
theoretically,
doesn't
you can
change
just
anything.
lose one frame. You've changed it, but
Yes.
no one will know.
Sure.
Well, no one knows anyway.
No one would know anyway. If you remove Jar Jar, then no one would know
If you
that
remove
Jar
pod
Jar was
racing,
ever
no
a
one would
thing.
know. If you removed episode 1, no one would know.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I mean no one. It wouldn't disrupt an artistic vision by removing one frame.
Exactly. So like
Right.
that artistic vision thing,
But
like he
what's
may
the
not,
point? There's no
he-
point. It's only why you would just say no. I wouldn't do it then.
Eric, if the whole of Blind Wave was like in one of those little senator pods, just being like, ah, that's a change, but it doesn't necessarily change the artistic vision. We're just dressed up as like aliens cheering, like, yeah.
You got to be careful. When you come back to the present, there might not be a Blind Wave to come back to. The prequels are very important for
I
Blind
think
Wave to get together.
I think Star Wars as a whole is very important
Yeah.
for what Blind Wave is, but I don't know.
No,
Like,
I'm going
I
with
don't-
my consistency.
He's
one.
not gonna get rid of like the Darth Maul stuff. He's not gonna. There's some things I know he's
Like-
not gonna get rid of.
I don't think Rick would take it upon himself to take something away from someone else that they enjoy, the same way that Rick would not want us to take away his love for The Room. The Room is objectively a bad movie,
Yeah, but no one would go back in
but
time
Rick
and fix it.
enjoys it so much, none of us would dream taking it away from him, right? I think Rick believes the same way about what Eric believes.
So what do you think? You stick with no?
I
then?
stick with no.
And
So,
Eric
Aaron, the
goes
only
no?
way that you are able to actually win this is if you go with yes.
No.
If not, then So you're saying no?
I say no.
So we're all
Although,
three no?
like for any little change being a yes, but if I say no, Calvin wins, and if I say yes, I could win, but I could
Aaron,
lose.
Don't play against me.
I
Play
know.
against him.
I know, but if I say no, I just tie again.
What's wrong with tying?
Nothing's wrong with tying, so I want to say no, but I could win.
You could
So
win.
you're definitely a no?
I didn't say.
Are you
definitely
locking in?
no.
You have to lock in.
Did you lock in?
I don't know.
Well, see, you wait for me to say yes or no, then you're gonna change it.
And then I could
you
I could
bitch.
tie with the three of you. I can only tie with both of you. You know what? I'm really proud of my speech. I'm locking in. No.
I'm really proud of my speech, so I'm going
I
to,
am.
I'm going to agree with myself from 5 minutes ago.
It was just a good like looking back on speech.
In hindsight, I sounded pretty good.
I'm locked in. Aaron, you locked in? You only win with
so
the yes.
hard to choose.
You
I
only
feel
win
like.
with the yes.
I'm having
the
such
thing
a
that gets
struggle
me is
with
you're not
it.
even trying to guess your answer based
I
on
am.
what Rick
I
said.
am.
You're just trying to win.
No,
All right.
no. I like the way to win is to guess what Rick would say.
Calvin,
and
you're 100% locked in with no?
I fully think that Rick would change one little thing somewhere in the Star Wars prequels, which makes me want to say yes. But so many ideas of everything we just talked about for the entire podcast makes
Yeah.
me think like, no, he doesn't want the responsibility of having to change anything and feeling bad that something
My
changed and he
speech
hates
got
it
you.
all.
I understand.
Like
But what if that thing
What?
that he changes inadvertently, thinking, no one likes this, is someone's favorite part?
I
of
know,
that movie?
Calvin. That's why it's a hard
I don't
thing.
think Rick would take that upon himself.
I need
take that
someone to
away.
lock in.
Everyone's locked in. What do you mean?
I'm locked in.
You're not locked
in.
I know.
You are locked in?
No.
Lock in. You said everyone.
Aaron is not going to lock in
Everyone but me.
until like 4:55.
Calvin's locked. I'm locked.
Wait, not
Now you're just wasting time.
4:44.
It's only 11 minutes.
So we have anything could change. He doesn't like the prequel, but he hasn't watched them in a long. I'm gonna say no because he hasn't watched them since we watched Clone Wars.
Clone Wars could be the change you needed.
Yeah.
He might
So you're
make-
a no.
In
Locked
this
in?
moment, if
I've
he
also never
changed
seen
it-
it on widescreen. Who knows what's over there?
Yeah, exactly.
Rick can
And
change
he
it so
could make
Eric's
them
answers in the
anime,
Schmodown
which-
were right.
automatically puts them 10 points up in his scale.
I'll say no.
All right, we are all locked in the no, Rick.
My answer was no.
Ah, okay. Well, I get a point, but so do these two. Wow. At least I got on the board.
Frames it like, well, I win.
Well, no,
Also
I
these
said I
two
get
do.
a point. I don't not know Rick.
I get a point, and so do those guys.
What's
So
your
what
reasoning,
was your
Rick?
reasoning for saying no, Rick?
No, it's kind of what you guys talked about, where like people love them. I don't want to take away things that people love. It's such an integral part of Blind Wave being created. So like, I don't want to mess with the timeline and
Yeah.
make that maybe not happen.
True.
What was the other big one? I mean, I'd love to hate things as well.
True. Yep.
Yeah, it's true. You could
love-
never have those deep,
And they give me
heated
plenty.
conversations
Yeah.
with Eric.
And we
And I
haven't
call them
even gotten to have our
conversations.
debate yet.
We haven't.
No, and that was
Now, does
that was
your-
my deciding thing at the end. Was like we watched Clone Wars. You haven't even seen them since then.
Yeah.
And I know you said before, it's like I wonder if I'll think anything differently having like this experience with Star Wars now. And I think that right now you would say no, I won't change anything because I need to at least watch them again to decide if I want to change anything.
Now, do you have your debate before watching them again or after?
I think we should probably have it after, right?
Watch it after. Well, I'm just, because you talked about, like, I wonder how things will change. But it's just a perspective thing.
I
right?
guess
like
we could
those
do it twice. We could do
those-
it before and after.
It's necessarily. Yeah, I think there's a really good case to be said that, like,
Yeah.
those extra cartoons shouldn't change what the movie's presented to you,
Sure.
you know?
But they put it in a different context.
So, I mean, do I get an extra point or?
What?
No, I feel like I should get at least half a point from my reasoning
So Calvin,
on why I answered on the first question.
but you said the other one though.
Yeah, but I was wrong, but for the right reason. That's what I said.
That's how I feel about the first two.
Like, I read Rick absolutely correctly. I just went about it in the
Yeah.
wrong way.
Sure.
All right,
So
well,
you and I tied then, right?
Yeah.
which means Aaron is Rick's best friend, according to Smash rules.
Yes, Smash Brother rules.
I mean, we can go
Great.
have the match.
How about we do it on like a shooting sports thing?
Let's
something
all-
that
let-
I'm good
No,
at.
Let's
Calvin,
vote.
you can choose when we're guessing your best friend.
Yeah, there's 4 of us here. 3 supermajority
Rick
gets it.
didn't-
I
Rick
say
didn't
I say
that he
Smash.
was using Smash as the tiebreaker.
Well, what would Rick choose? Did you choose Smash, Rick?
Shut
No,
up,
I think
Aaron.
Smash should be the tiebreaker for everything
See?
in
Yeah,
all
see?
life.
Shut the
And
fuck
I
up,
agree,
Ever.
as
Just
does
saying.
Aaron, who's his best friend.
See?
You disagree? You lose.
You obviously are not his best friend, Calvin. You're just his brother-in-law.
I get an extra point. That was fun.
Calvin picked Smash or Pokemon.
Smash.
Yeah,
Smash is over quicker.
Calvin's like legitimately just better at Smash. I don't know if I call you better at Pokemon.
No, I'm not.
I mean, he might be getting better at Pokemon.
Yeah.
But he's definitely better at Smash
Sure.
than he is at Pokemon.
All right, that was a lot of fun. I can't wait. Who's gonna go next?
Calvin, you going next or am I going next?
You go next.
I go next?
Sure.
Damn, all right.
To be honest, since last week, I haven't even thought of questions that I could ask you guys that you would know.
You know what's funny is I was almost in the same boat because like Eric was like, oh, we gotta do that best friend game, and I was like, huh? What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
Rick's like, oh yeah, I'm ready
You
for
mean
that.
Smash?
Yeah.
That's what you were thinking.
I did. I did think that.
Oh, that's good. No, I've already been trying to think of ones because last time I was like, oh, that was a cool idea, and I wanted something to talk about, and I kind of like hastily started writing them and thinking about them before the podcast. But I have some good ones, I think, next time. But Aaron, want you to have some great ones next time.
Great
The problem
ones.
is, I want the Kingdom of Science, but I want to cosplay as Sukasa.
Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful man, and you can pull it off.
I have the hair.
You have that. Well, you're getting the body's there too, Rick. I know that you don't see the progress, but we do.
I didn't do the poll for the first question you had,
Yeah.
but chat got the last 2 questions you got.
Wow,
Nice.
Right.
nice.
Awesome.
They at least had 2 points, but I don't know if they could beat me in Smash. So
There were some people that were saying 3 for 3.
Sure.
all right, well I'll have to figure out some questions. So I need like between 3 to 5 questions was the thing, right?
I mean, the more questions you have, the more chance people have to put points on the table.
Sure.
So,
True.
I mean, that's not bad. But
yeah.
And you could start with some easier ones too, maybe that don't require as
Yeah.
much discussion.
and it's
Sure.
us, so we can also like time our discussion because if not, we will just discuss until we
The
run out of
cows
time,
come
like
home.
we have now.
Sure.
It's true.
So we'll do that. Are we doing that in 2 weeks? Is that the idea then?
Probably, because our ranking.
Oh yeah, next week is
So I
going to
get
be the
2
ranking.
weeks to think of my question.
You got 2
I
weeks.
get 3.
Yeah.
As long as
gets
you start
3.
now, don't forget again, like I did.
And you know, Juan says it too. You don't necessarily have to have only 2 options. You could do
True.
more options if you wanted.
Sure, that really messes with
It
like,
does.
the dynamic of it all, right?
Yeah. Like, oh,
Yeah.
which one are you doing? You're doing option 1? Well, I'm doing option 2. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Option 3. Option 3. All right. Let's see.
Sure.
Now you can really game.
Here are 4 options. But
And
see,
then-
I imagine it was more of in a would you rather kind of statement. So that's usually
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
if or this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like the Chuck Klosterman cards that we did before.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, would
Mhm.
you rather eat a tub of mayonnaise or
Sure.
I don't know, do something else really gross?
You can't think of anything better. You had to stop there. All right. Well, yep. That's the one.
All right. Let me look and see if we have any questions from chat, unless we have anything else to go through here.
No. I mean, we only have 9 minutes. Should I do bits and donations and then we see how much time we have for,
Sure,
for
go ahead and
questions?
start going through those while I
Yeah.
get into questions.
Chris Z, resubscribed for 29 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Casual Doom, 25 months. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doom, which I'm playing on Tuesday.
Oh, so good. Storm Hover, 12 months. Wow, I can't believe it's been 1 year since I decided to stop lurking.
Hey.
LUL. What is LUL?
Lol.
Lol.
But it doesn't, like, stand for anything?
Laugh
lols.
loud.
Thank you for introducing me to so many new shows / games and to such a great community and for providing countless hours of content. Thank you, Storm.
Let's
you.
use lizards.
Huh?
I will take his role.
Yep.
What?
Oh, why does it go to the last place?
Smash, Calvin!
You had 1 point less. That doesn't give you a point and break the tie.
Holding Land, resubscribed for 18 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holding land.
Hilding, 100 bits. Weekly loving
Weekly
the community reactions. Thank you.
Good.
Good.
Hello, Greendale.
Greendale.
Marvelous JJ, 20 months. Happy Easter to everyone celebrating, and have a great weekend to everyone else.
Indeed.
Indeed. Calder Robin, 34 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Calder Robin.
Thank you.
Wilbur Radford, 3 months. Way hey.
Whoa-hey.
Hey.
Way.
SpongeBob.
I like how there's no change in any of the letters.
Whoa-hey.
Well, hey.
Purple Grapes Grace, resubscribed for 24 months. 2 years subscribed. COVID wasn't all bad. Thank you, Purple.
Thank you.
Diggus Bickus, 39 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Diggus.
Thank you.
Lewick, gifted 5 subs.
Thank you so much, Lewick.
Thank you.
You know, Smash Brothers obviously has to be the tiebreaker, but it also could have been who made me laugh the most during the podcast.
In which Calvin is clearly your best friend. That was a good one.
Set him up.
Yeah, you get the assist, right?
I have to get an assist point there.
Kaor,
Isn't a kill, though.
subscribed for the first time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dip, 100 bits. My favorite part of the week was that I got to introduce my friend to the room last Saturday.
Wow.
Absolutely loved it. We had an absolute blast. My stomach hurt from laughing. I understand how you feel, Rick, and it's a great feeling. Even watched The Disaster Artist the next day.
Oh.
Hope you guys watch that someday. I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yep.
We'll definitely watch it at some point.
Thank you.
I have seen it. It is great.
We watched Top Dog last night with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Top Dog.
Is that him and a dog
It
together?
is him and a
I
dog.
feel like I kind of remember that. Is that bad?
What do you think, Jake? He's just shaking his head over there. It's pretty bad.
Huh.
And it's so tone deaf as well.
Oh, really? Is Chuck Norris...
Like it starts out with white supremacy.
Oh,
It's a hell of
no.
a movie.
Jeez.
Is Chuck Norris in, like, good movies? Like, what's the best movie he's ever been in?
Well, Calvin would say Firewalker.
Firewalker's really good.
When he fights Bruce Lee.
Yeah, there you go.
What was it?
That's the best movie.
Is
That
that
he's in.
is that a good movie?
Yeah,
I've never seen
definitely.
Shit.
Enter the Dragon?
I think it's Enter the Dragon.
It's not
No.
Enter the
it.
Dragon.
Something about a fist.
It's
Dodgeball.
no, it's not dodgeball.
The Way of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way of the Dragon.
That's what I said.
Gonna say.
I knew there was a dragon.
I am
gonna say
nulling
half of
the
the
last
dragon.
poll we had, and we're doing a Chuck Norris poll.
All that work for nothing. We can do that next time.
We should do that at some point.
Or like a
probably.
martial arts movie.
Yeah.
Like a Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Chuck Norris.
Let's
like
do it after we do
Sure.
the Raid 2. I want to watch Raid 2.
Oh, God, I want to watch Raid 2.
Could just pick it one day.
Sure.
Yeah, but there's Mario Brothers. There's so many things.
Mario Brothers we need to do when Calvin starts playing a Mario Brothers game. Like Super Mario World. Chat,
No,
would you
we
want to see
need to do
Calvin
a
play
Mario
Super
Brothers
World?
and force him to do a Mario Brothers game.
Ah.
I bet chat would want to watch Calvin play Super Mario
Fuck
World.
yeah, they would.
Yeah, you do a minute poll. I like polls. Polls are fun. Want to see Calvin play Mario?
All right. Tattoo Mo resubscribed for 33 months at tier 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you, Mo.
Leewick gifted 5 subs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Total of 10, right?
10 subs. Thank you
Indeed.
so much, Leewick.
So much.
BB Ackerman, 22 months. Thank you.
Ackerman.
Kenya, 1998, subscribed for the first time.
Kenny.
Thank you.
VM Lewis, subscribed for the first time.
Thank you,
Thank you
Lewis.
very much, Lewis.
A lot of first timers today. And also some, maybe, I wonder what the record is. This one's got to be close. Garrick Loran, 56 months.
Ooh.
That's really high up there. Thank you so much, Garrett.
56.
Lorenz.
There's like a group that they've subbed since we could have subs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been going on the whole time. I don't know how big that group is.
Yeah,
That
We need to
that
have a
long.
celebration when they get to
I think
69.
there's like 5 or 6.
you're right.
We should have like some kind of event.
Yeah.
Oh, we should.
We should.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
We just all play H games.
I don't know about that. And what charity are we playing for?
I don't think we can play those on stream, right?
Well, hang on. There are some you can, some you can't. There's a list of Twitch games that are banned.
Well, you would want to play the ones that are banned.
He did research.
The better ones.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Can't believe he
That's
did
not what you're
research.
saying, but this is what you're thinking.
Big Blasian Boy, 18 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Camera Tages, 16 months. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Camera Tages.
BDC85, subscribed for the first time.
Well, thank
Welcome.
you. Welcome, first timer.
Ferdam, 13, subscribed for 3 months. Thank you. The Frenzy, with 54 months, saying, I hadn't lost it. 54 months. Wow, that's almost as good as Calvin's joke.
No, thank you so much for your
Aw,
sub.
no, it's not, but thank you.
Second Reformed, 5 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Natty Bo, 9 months. Thank you.
Done with, baby.
Ketsi the Cottle, subscribed for the first time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that name.
I'm gonna do my sit-ups.
Kaguya Sama Gigifan, 2 months. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you.
Kaguya-sama.
Captain
rest of it.
Cold, 5 bits. Happy Children with Alopecia Day. Dreams of Reason Feast Day. Ex-Spouse Day. Moment of Laughter Day.
Hey.
We had that. Look Up at the Sky Day. Monday, Thursday. Dolphin Day. Pecan Day. Pan American Day. Pathologist Assistance Day.
Pathologist Assistance Day.
Reach as High as You Can Day. Support Teen Literature Day. Another 5 bits. Doomed passenger liner RMS Titanic hits an iceberg in the North Atlantic.
Yep.
1965, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln is shot.
Yep.
Happy birthday to Gabby from Attack on Titan.
Gabby!
34th birthday to Chris Wood. 64th birthday to everyone's favorite cool grandpa, Peter Capaldi, a.k.a. the 12th Doctor.
Nice.
Wait, today
Happy birthday.
Titanic hit the iceberg and Lincoln got shot,
April 14th, yeah.
Yep.
and Peter Capaldi's birthday.
Yep.
It's been like that for all 3 of those for many years.
72 years at least.
Well, Peter Capaldi, 64.
64,
60,
gotcha.
64 years,
64.
at least.
And I got with Melanie.
Yeah. One to add.
We should add that to the site. You can add things, right? Who do we need to call?
I don't know.
Probably Captain Cold.
Okay. Odeth, 40 bits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Darth Heisenberg, 27 months. Hey, Blind Wave crew. Just want to thank you guys for keeping me sane and being a happy place when my anxiety and depression get to me. It's all good, man.
So good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
I had push-ups from Light Shadow Onyx. At least I think I did for Aaron. But then it says choose, but I did them. And then I don't know who it was. Super Dora gave me sit-ups for locking on or not locking on.
You.
Calvin's one who didn't lock on. I didn't lock in my lock in. I didn't lock in. I guess.
Oh, okay,
Lock
gotcha.
in. Gotcha.
Got it.
I understand. Like, Calvin doesn't like lock on.
Yeah, I lock on all the time.
Hydrate.
Mr. Spooky Cookie subscribed for the first time.
Spooky.
Thank you very much. I saw in chat also, you want to explain what's happening with Teen Titans on Thursdays?
Teen Titans is moving to Thursdays.
Very good.
Done.
No, it's moving to Thursdays. This way, we have a poll on every single day. If we do count movies as a poll show, which it's half a poll show. This way, we're able to have a good baseline across every single day, and we're going to be able to build upon that schedule a lot more evenly now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a way for us to schedule stuff and get better things out to you guys.
Yeah.
As a recap, is Teen Titans on Thursday? We go to our in-the-field correspondent, Aaron.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Also, we're not doing Stranger Things trailer.
Yeah.
And One Piece is once a year.
Once a year.
Yep.
One Piece is once a year.
LKG, resubscribed for 36 months. Thank you.
Not on April 14th.
Super Dora. Nope, these are redemptions. Flash Arrow, 11 months. Favorite TV show villain.
TV show villain. Man.
TV show villain, not movie.
Femto.
Yeah.
Show villain.
Man, I don't know. There's a lot of really good villains. Kingpin.
Really high up there.
That's pretty.
Pass.
Does Newman count?
The Past.
Yeah, I would. You could definitely do that.
No. He said pass. Then I'm not going to answer.
What?
There's so many. I can't think of one.
Just name one.
I got to do a ranking.
Okay, we'll have
All
to
rank
rank villains in the future, but that means just pick one.
We
that's
should
your
do a
favorite.
ranking.
Pick-
Add it to the list.
Don't pick your favorite, pick a favorite then.
I have so many.
Just pick one.
Pick someone else's favorite.
Hondo.
No.
Then just pick one. Calvin, who'd you get?
I don't know.
Pick one. I named off someone just to name enough. I'm like, it's a good villain. this
General
one.
Ponkrell.
See? Took a long time.
I'm going to take Wheel Magics. Not Wheel Magics, Coaxes. Kilgrave.
Kilgrave's pretty good.
Kilgrave's the best. Yeah, he's right.
Sorry, I misread your name.
All right.
All right. Rupus cheered 1,000 bits.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And also gifted a sub.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the last one I have is
Kirax.
Hakirex. All right. Subscribe for the first time. Thanks for the
Akira
assist, buddy.
XOXO.
That's all I got.
That is everything.
We're going to be back tomorrow for Pokemon Randomizer.
Yes.
Race
No.
to the end.
Sorry we didn't get the questions, guys, but
We had our own questions.
have
Refund.
questions next time. All of them have been rejected.
All right, that'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Bye,
If you don't know who
everybody.
Kilgrave is, watch Jessica Jones, season 1.
Have a good night.